So I've been making music for 10 years now. I've sold out headline shows. I've done millions of streams. I've helped other artists do millions of streams as well. But I think the reason why so many of the artists in which I've helped up to this point have been able to do what I have done within the space of a year or 2 years versus the 10 that it took me is from the mistakes that I learned on the way that I could not have done any other way without learning how to do the things myself. So this is a video that I know 99% of people won't watch until the end, but if you do, you will be ahead of 99% of people. So make sure you watch this, focus, and don't just divert to something else while you're watching it, because it is going to be extraordinarily helpful for you as an artist. I'm sure if you're watching this, you are one, to get to where you want to be able to get to, and you will be saving yourself 10 years of time. So ask yourself, how much would you pay to get 10 years of your life back? Because this video is entirely free. So where I would start with this is 99% of you won't watch until the end. And this brings me on to a point that if you want to be ahead of 99% of people, you have to do what 99% of people would not do. This also means that 99% of people will not agree with the things that you do, would not believe that's the things in which they should also be doing themselves, will be telling you that you are crazy, will be telling you to take breaks and that, oh, you're working too hard, you should probably take a rest and the rest of it. Rest is, of course, granted and guaranteed, but 99% of people take breaks way too early, way before they actually should, if that makes sense. And I've noticed it from myself. Anytime that I thought that I was really working at my threshold, I had so much more to give. And you only really realize this once you surround yourself with other people who are working harder than you are, people who are showing you that really and truly it's like being in the gym, right? You go in the gym by yourself, you can only push yourself so far. But when you now are working out with someone else, don't you find now that for some reason you can push heavier weights? It's more fun. It's more effortless. It's effortless. Like some of the things in which you felt were effortful that you have to do by yourself are effortless when you've got someone watching you. It's because we're competitive creatures at the end of the day. So when we have someone there who is holding us accountable, it makes us want to work harder. We have a huge loneliness epidemic as a society compared to any other generation, which is crazy because this is the time that we have the most tools to be the most social network, social media. You know, you would think that we would be more connected than ever. We're actually more distant from each other than we ever have been before. So why is this? Well, I think there's a lot of comparison that people do. I think there's a lot of just doom scrolling and people consuming a lot of media that does not get them any closer to their actual goals, which is probably what you're doing at the moment. You're probably just very much in your room, just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram Reels, consuming a lot of content that motivates you, but doesn't actually make you take any action. You're not actually moving the needle. You're not actually doing the things in which you're learning. So you're consuming all this information, but you don't know what to do with it. So it just causes overwhelm. And then you also feel really lonely because you don't have anyone in your circle who's actually able to push you towards your goals. Everyone's telling you to just keep going. Your family doesn't make music. Your friends may not make music, and they support you as such, but they don't really know how to give you actionable steps because they're even further behind on it than you are. They're not even at zero because they don't even live in the world that you're in. And they're probably just seeing what you're doing and they're so impressed because it's something that they wouldn't even try and attempt to do. Surrounding yourself with the right people is going to make or break your entire journey. You know, I got flown out to LA by this platform called School because I have the fastest growing music community on the platform, helping other artists be able to market their music and be able to get better at their songwriting and their product. And me going there and being surrounded by other winning communities, basically the top communities on the entire platform who are killing it and are all just as motivated, damn near most of them even more than me. At that point, it was incredibly inspiring to be around people who understood my language, who understood things that I didn't have to spend time and energy over explaining myself on things because we all spoke a similar language. You need to surround yourself with people who speak a similar language to you when it comes to this music thing, because most people just aren't going to get it. And then you're going to be sat there just feeling even more alone when really you're just not around the right people. Hence me saying 99% of people aren't going to understand what you are working towards. And that is entirely okay. You have to surround yourself with people who do. And you have to be able to filter out the people who really want to do the thing and people who are just pretending that they want to do the thing. No one wants to see the view of Everest. No one wants to do the climb. You're going to have to do the climb, and the climb is not going to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Everyone would climb Everest, but it comes with risks. Everything comes with risks, which the third part of what you need to understand of your music career is that you have to view this as a business. And once you understand that your music career, a job, which you are wanting to earn money from, is a business. Shocker. Yes, this is a fucking business. Understand that now, and it's going to make your life 100 times easier. You're going to get to where you want to be able to get to 100 times faster when you understand that listeners are clients and customers the same way that any other paying customer in any other business is a customer. And you understanding who your ideal customer is going to make your life 100 times easier from the get-go. So this is going to come down to what your target audience is with the type of music that you're making, where the environment of that music is going to be. In the same way, it's like if I'm running a hot dog stand, I'm probably going to be putting my brick and mortar business for my hot dog stand in the most concentrated place where I think people are going to buy the most hot dogs. So then I'm probably going to be putting my hot dog stand as near to a football stadium or wherever there's a sports event as possible. Because if I'm the only hot dog stand there, what do you think people are going to be doing when they walk out and they're wanting hot dogs? They're going to come to me because they want hot dogs after the long ass game that they've just had in the stadium. It's a very kind of just like brief kind of like example I've just given there. But it's like the same thing if I was running a Chinese restaurant, I'm selling Chinese because that's what people are coming to me for. If I'm going to be running an Indian restaurant, I'm selling Indian food. I'm not now going to start switching up and mixing things around, which brings me on to my next point, which is so many of you just keep pivoting way too early. And this is both in your content as well as in your music. You can't perfect 17 different genres at once just because you want to say that you're versatile. Your versatility is going to kill you versus you focusing in on one genre or one sound or one vibe as much as you can, and then adding these influences into that genre versus you entirely pivoting what you're doing. Because your sonic identity is going to take time to be able to develop. It's not going to be now that you hear one beat and now everything is like makes sense for you and now you know exactly what your sound is. Especially if you haven't been putting reps in. If you haven't been doing this music thing for more than 2-3 years, you probably don't know what your sound is yet. Hell, my sound still to this day is evolving, but I've been doing it for 10 years, so I at least know how I want to sound on a song. I at least understand my cadence, my flows, my melodies, and even those can still need evolution. But I have a consistency in my recording process and my writing process, and that is from doing it for long enough. You can't outrun time. Some things just take time. To get good, it takes you a while. Do you think an athlete is an athlete within a week? No, but so many of you think you can just blow up in 7 days, and it doesn't work that way. But what I would say is that this is the easiest time for you to build a fan base and blow up as an artist. I believe that more than anything. Back in the day, there would be people outside like Camden Town or Times Square or Venice Beach in LA or wherever it is, handing out CDs to people out of the hope that they would listen to their music, but they'd have no metric to know if they even listened to it or if they even held on to that CD. It was just out of the hope that someone would listen. Now we can post to a platform and get a minimum of 200 eyes on whatever we do. And we look at it as 200 view jail instead of realizing like I can literally post every single day and get a minimum of 200 people to see this thing. They would have been clawing at an opportunity like that, like literally only 10, 15 years ago. So we have so many luxuries and so many tools at our disposal that we just don't even know what to do with them. I would just pick one platform and go absolutely crazy on that one and master understanding its algorithm and understanding what your audience likes there versus just continually pivoting from thing to thing to thing. And this comes to your content ideas as well. Each one of your songs, you should have a plan for what you want to be able to do with the content. And it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be super complicated. You just need to have XYZ amount of locations that you want to record in and perform the song. I would argue doing it live will also really double up on when it comes to your engagement because it's real, it's authentic. People want to be a part of the real moment. For me, I just record my process. I record the process of me recording the song and have like screen recordings of my door and everything else because it's real. I don't have to overdo anything. I don't have to create any more content outside of that. If I didn't decide to have like a rollout for an EP or a song, I'm then gonna just get a videographer and we're just gonna go out and shoot bits. I'm not gonna be spending loads of money on videos, which brings me on to my final point for this video, which is a lot of you are just spending a lot of money on things that don't matter because it fulfills your ego. It makes you feel like an artist before you're even an artist. So you're spending 10 grand on a music video because it makes you feel like an artist to have spent all this money to pay essentially these actors, people acting as a cinematographer, acting as someone who is producing the video for you, acting as these individuals that you could not sustain that for your second release. So what if this song is just not the one? Some songs are going to stick way more than others. But you're spending all this money to just feel like an artist, and then the video only gets 50 views, and you have to ask yourself, was that really a good return on your investment? Absolutely not. You could have split that 10 grand over a year, $1,000 for each song, and gone crazy and looked way more consistent and built up way more consistency, because I'll be honest, all it takes is one of your videos to trump all the money that you have spent on that, and it will bring you, like, organic. You can't outrun organic. You can't outbudget organic. The amount of coverage that organic videos can be able to get over your paid is always great as a jump start, but really you have to focus on like getting your face out there and like making videos on this phone literally for free. It's for free, but you lot just be going crying about, oh my God, I'm struggling with content. I hate content. Cool. You hate listeners then. You hate growing a fan base. You hate actually having to do some work. It's going to cost you more work than 99% of people to get to where you want to be able to get you to. I'm sorry. That's what it is going to cost. And if we can agree that if you did, even though I don't believe in just like filling quotas, but if you did post 3 times a day for 30 days, that's nearly 99 times in a month. And you did that for 12 months. So times that by 12, you're down there, you got 1,200 videos in a year, and you're going with the intention of improving upon each video and improving your music, that it would be statistically impossible for you not to be bigger by the end of the year. Can we agree to that? Cool. So you know what to do. So why are you not doing it? It's because it's difficult. It's because you haven't figured it out. But everything is difficult. You know what's even more difficult? Doing a job you hate, which I can assume a lot of you are doing right now. Or you're doing a job that you would way prefer it to be based in music. So why not just make this your job and understand that this is going to be your 9 to 5 until you can be able to actually make it your 9 to 5. You need to do this shit. The job you're doing right now, I'm not telling you to give that up. That is your investor in your music career. So understand that the hours you're doing there, do the bare minimum for. That's what they're paying you. So do the bare minimum so that you've got the rest of your energy points in the day to be able to allocate to your music, and get a goddamn calendar. Oh my God. Like, really segment your day. When people say to me they don't have time, really and truly what it means is that they haven't understood their time. They haven't allocated the time for the thing. They're just living day to day and then thinking something's going to happen. You need to have a 6 to 12 month plan, and you can alter the plan as you go. But having that plan is going to save you so much time. Having a calendar is going to save you so much time because you have an intention, which brings me on to this thing that I've literally only just got recently, which is a productivity planner. And in one of these, I'm not even sponsored for this, but in one of these, it basically gives you schedules every single day for you to be able to follow when it comes to like what intentions you want to be able to set. So it has your most important tasks. Then it goes down to secondary tasks of importance and then additional tasks, so that you set your priorities every day. So you don't get to the end of the week and then you just feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything, or what did I even do this week? You can then look back on it. Trust me, take this from someone who gets very distracted very easily, who struggles with motivation, who struggles with consistency, who struggles with all these things. I've been more consistent and worked harder than ever before, but it doesn't feel difficult the way that it used to. If you literally listen to these things that I'm telling you, it will change your life. And within 90 days, you'll be in an entirely different space than you are. And at default, you will be better at making content and better at your music marketing, and you will make better music. So please take this on, and I promise it will change your life. consuming this video is great, but you have to take the action. But I understand that it's very difficult to do that by yourself. This is why I have a Skool community, which you can literally join right now. And I do literally 3 calls in there every single week, all segmented down to songwriting, music marketing, content review, and music review, for us to be able to elevate everything that you're doing. So it doesn't take you the 10 years of time that it took me to be able to at least have a career in this thing. If you want to be able to accelerate the entire process of what you're doing right now, that's why I have, if you really want to be guided by someone who knows what they're doing, I have a private group in which you literally can be able to join right now in the bio. Invest in your career in the right things. Don't be spending tens of thousands of dollars on PR campaigns and and music videos, which won't move the needle. Investing in people who have put more time into this thing so you can save yourself more time is going to be the easiest dub for you, I promise. More than anything, it was understanding the goals of what I wanted, setting objectives for the year, understanding I want to sell out a headline show this year. I want to have a song that reaches this. I want to get a cosign from this. I want to work with this person. I want to work with that person. Because once you set the intention and you're on your route, don't move from that route. You can have other little side missions on the way, but as long as they are helping the main mission, you will always prevail. So with that being said, I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below, and I'll probably make another one, because this is only barely the tip of the iceberg of what I would, suggest you to be able to do. Yeah, if you want more help with this and you want more than just some gimmicks or content ideas to be able to put in a community, and you actually want someone to help you one-to-one, join the community and we can be able to help you there.